Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to the Ultimate Racing League for our Tuesday championship. It's a Group 2 championship. We did the first one last week, so obviously this is round 2. We are in Italy. We are at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza, or for those that don't speak fluent Italian, such as myself, it's better known as Monza. 3.6 miles, 11 turns, and is one of the fastest, if not the fastest, tracks in Europe. Fantastic flowing track. A bit of a sort of a boomerang shape. For those that are looking at the screen, you can just see the map there just to the right above what tyres are needed. So yeah, as I say, it's a clockwise. It is a very quick track. A couple of chicanes in there. Well, I say a couple, there are 3 technically, but the last one, the Variante Ascari, is slightly bigger than the other 2, so we'll just call it, we've got 2 chicanes. Start the home straight, the start finish straight is 1100 meters long, so a very quick, very long straight, and you've just got the pit entry and exit on that straight as well. So yeah, it should be a great race. The guys obviously in the Lexus RCF GT500, for those that watched last week. Just before we get started, the guys are just out there just having a bit of a practice, so we'll just wait for the guys to get started. So I do want to say thanks to our sponsors, and that is GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. Thank you very much to those guys for sponsoring us this season. If you do enjoy these sort of races and this sort of content, if you could do me a massive favour and hit that like button, and if you've not already subscribed, if you could do so, it will help the channel out a lot, and it will get a bit more exposure for the Ultimate Racing League, which is what we want. Now at the minute we've got about 11 guys on track. We'll run down the grid order when the guys are about ready to start. I'm hoping they're going to start in about the next few minutes. We may be looking at an 8 o'clock start. I'm not going to quite go down the grid just yet, because we do have a few guys missing, and we've had a couple of guys step in as we've lost a couple. No, I'm not going to go through who's not here, but we've got Osman has come in as a replacement into the league, and we're very grateful to have him as well. Fantastic guy is Osman, and also a very quick racer. So he's come in, and I think Motorstorm Hero, I don't think he was here last week. He was in the lineup for last week, but I don't think he actually made the race last week. So looking forward to seeing what he could do. I've seen him in some of the Sunday leagues, and he is an extremely quick guy. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what Motorstorm Hero can do. We've got BFER Willard on track with us again. One of the guys from a different league, and again, yeah, thanks for joining us. Really great to have you here. He's not going to have his teammate with him. TJ unfortunately can't make it today, and there are 1 or 2 other guys missing as well. I think Angry Man is missing, and a BFER GMAC. I'm not sure, he didn't take part last week, so I'm not sure if he will carry on. We shall see over the coming weeks. But anyway, as I say, we are hoping that the race is going to get started very shortly. Like I say, there's not a lot of point in me going through the grid just yet, because we're not quite sure who's joining. They do have a few minutes left. So as I said, we'll just have a quick mention of the track again if you've only just joined us. We are at Monza It's 3.6 miles long. There's 11 turns. If you look at some of the information, they will only give you 9 turns. For some strange reason, they don't count the first 2 turns, the chicane and the second chicane. They only count them as 1 turn each. Bit strange, but there you go. So if you read up on some info pages, they'll tell you there's 9 turns. We're going with 11. We've got the 2 chicanes. It's a clockwise track, and as I've already mentioned, is one of the fastest tracks in Europe. Of course, it is home to the Italian Grand Prix, the F1 Grand Prix, and has been for many years. And I also believe it was the 3rd purpose-built racing circuit in the world. I believe one of the others was Daytona, and I'm just trying to think what the other one was, so I will try and get you that info. It's near the city of Monza, just north of Milan. This track, we normally race this track, there's 2 ways. You can either race with chicane or without. Now when it says with chicane or without, it is the first chicane that gets left off in some of the races. So I just hope everybody does remember to turn right at the end of the straight. Otherwise we're going to have a big pile up. We will probably have a big pile up anyway, because it is you're going at full pelt towards that first chicane, and if you don't slow down enough, then yeah, we're in for a big pile up. So as I said, we are just waiting for the host, Muhammad Ali, to get the lobby set and get the racing underway. Tyres, as you can see, all 3 racing compounds must be used. That's the hard, mediums and soft. So all 3 are to be used during the race, and I believe it is a minimum of 2 laps on each. After that, you can use whatever tyre you like. However, with the new physics that the game introduced 2 or 3 weeks ago, as you will probably be aware, the tyres do wear out very quickly, especially the softs. They seem to wear out a lot faster than they ever did before. So a lot of tactics in these races. These cars are very quick. They are the GR2 or Group 2 cars, so they're going to be quick anyway. There's a lot of tactics involved. You've got to manage your fuel, but it's tyres more than anything else. In the races that I've been watching. If you look at the cars on the right, you will see that they are in teams of 3. So it's great to see. We've got Motorstorm Hero, Dizzy Ripman, Smokey Tom. They are all in one team. We've got Muhammad Ali, Chuck and Paul. They are in another team. We've got Cherry Bomb and Brian Moncani. They are in a team. Osman and Grasshopper, they are in a team, and poor old Willard is having to fight for his team all on his lonesome. Osman and Grasshopper obviously missing a team member, as is Cherry Bomb and Brian Moncani. I will try and find out who it is who's actually missing from those guys. Let's just have a look. So for Cherry Bomb and Brian Moncani, it's the Kebab Bands that's missing, and for Grasshopper and Osman, it is Angry Man that's missing, and obviously the BFR for Willard, he's missing his teammate TJ and also GMAC. So we're not sure if those guys will be joining us at all. We shall have to wait and see over the coming few weeks. Of course, it is still holiday time for a lot of people coming back off of the holidays. And these racing drivers, most of them have got their own private yachts somewhere. Oh, the screen's gone all blank, so it does look like the race may be starting very, very shortly. I think what I'll have to do is very, very quickly run down the grid when the race is starting. If you are watching, and there's a few watching at the minute, if you do want to say hi, I've got the live chat on, so I will be able to see what we're all up to. Right, let's get some information up, shall we? And We are off. So we've got Osman out in the lead. We've got Grasshopper in second, Willard third, Motorstorm Hero fourth, Dizzy Rip fifth, Smoky Tom sixth, Muhammad Ali seventh, Chuck eighth, Paul is ninth. Oh, there's a bit of a change there as they go through. Oh, and we've got somebody going off. It is, as we thought, a bit of chaos in. Let's have a look who is. Oh, there's cones all over the place. The guys doing the roadworks will not be pleased about that. We are, of course, live, so I'm not going to be able to go back and have a look at this. But as we see Osman going through the second chicane, the Della Roggia. I will try and pronounce some of these names, although my Italian is not that fantastic. Neither is my French and Belgium and German, as regular listeners will know. But at the minute we've got Osman out in the lead. Motorstorm Heroes made his way up into second. We've got Dizzy Rip in third, Smoky Tom in fourth, so the three teammates there all following each other through. Willard is in fifth, Muhammad Ali sixth, Cherry Bomb seventh, Brian Moncani is eighth. We've got Paul in ninth, Chuck 10th, and Grasshopper at the back in 11th. So let's just have a look where the action is. We've got Dizzy Rip, Smoky Tom, and Motorstorm Hero. The three teammates now, they work together. I believe bump drafting is allowed between teammates. I will explain what bump drafting is a little bit later on for those that are not too sure, as they come to Parabolica for the final, the first time. Blimey, that were a quick race, weren't it? The final time. That's turn 11, so around Parabolica onto the start-finish straight. As I mentioned at the very beginning, it's 1100 metres to turn 1, the chicane, and Osman doing a fantastic job so far at the minute. He's on the soft tyres, safely through the first chicane with Motorstorm Hero behind him. Now there is a bit of a gap opening up between Motorstorm Hero. Oh, the cones are all over the place. Look at that. Like I say, the roadwork guys are going to be furious when they turn up tomorrow morning. Dizzy Rip in third, Smoky Tom in fourth. Now Smoky Tom, is he going to sit there behind Dizzy Rip? He's on the hard tyres, so is Dizzy Rip. So these guys have all had a bit of a chat, I'm sure. Smoky Tom, I thought he was going to put a challenge in on his teammate there, but he's quite happy to just sit there at the minute. Willard is making a challenge though. Willard is having a look up the inside of Smoky Tom. Smoky Tom's having none of that. Oh, and Smoky Tom's gone off. I'm not sure if there was contact between Willard. Willard did seem to slow down and let Smoky Tom have the place. But oh, and he's had a little bit of a nudge as well. No, I'm not sure if that was Paul. I don't know. There was a nudge, that's all we can say. But Willard is back and running. I know Willard had a bit of a coming together with Smoky Tom. Willard seemed to slow down. Maybe he thought it was his fault, I don't know. But he did the right thing and slowed down. But as a result, there was a few cars went through there, and there was a bit of a coming together. I'm not sure who it was with. Now let's just have a look. Does somebody just served a penalty? I think it may have been Smoky Tom. He picked up a 1.5 second penalty, I believe. Chopped down in 9th. Then we've got Willard in 10th. There'll be a few choice words coming from underneath the visor in that cockpit. But head down, get on with the race. It's a long race. It's a 6-minute race, so you've got time to catch up. Now Smoky Tom has come in at the start of lap 3. Smoky Tom, normally Smoky Tom goes a lot longer on the hards, but I don't know, maybe he's got a different game plan this time round. Osman though doing a fantastic job out in front currently on the racing softs. Motorstorm Hero is doing his best to stick with him. Let's go on board with Motorstorm Hero as we take turn 6, the Lessimo curve onto turn 7, and then down the Del Soraglio. Again, forgive my pronunciation. A very fast part of the track, a little bit of a curve in it, but it's still foot to the floor. Down towards Ascari. This is like the biggest chicane. It's a left, then a right, then a left. I've called it a chicane. It is a very stretched out one. And then it is, again, foot on the noisy pedal all the way down to turn 11, which is Parabolica, to take us back round towards the start-finish line to start lap 4. So Motorstorm Hero doing his best to keep up with Osman. You can see we've got a 1.5 second gap between the two. but Motorstorm, Hero and Oz have just pulled away from the rest of the pack. We've got nearly 9 seconds back to Dizzy Rip. Dizzy Rip on the hard tyres though. Then we've got Grahamid and Paul, 2 teammates battling it out for 4th. There may be a little bit of communication between the 2 of them, but somebody's going to have to give it up before they get to the chicane. And it looks like Grahamid did. I can't get used to calling him Grahamid. I know that's his name, but I'm used to calling him Graham, so I might just slot back and start calling him that. So Graham just gives way, lets Paul through. Maybe they've had a chat and they think that Paul's slightly quicker, I don't know. Paul on the softs, well yeah, he will be. Graham on the hard, so wise thing to do. Brian Moncarney in 6th. He's all on his own at the minute. He's just going through the second chicane, heading towards the Lessimo curve. This is turn 6 and 7. 2 turns very, very close together. Oh, and Brian's picked up a half-second penalty. That's not going to alter his track position though. You can see he's got about a 4-second gap back to Chuck. Chuck currently in 7th. Then we've got a race on our hands between Cherry Bomb and Willard. Willard made his way up into 9th now. After that coming together he had with Smoky Tom and another. Willard having a look at the inside of Cherry Bomb. Oh, that he just gets through. That was a great move. That wasn't a lot Cherry Bomb could do about that. Willard had just managed to position his car in the right place, but Cherry Bomb fighting back. We'll go on board with Willard as we're chasing Chuck, but you can see we've got Cherry Bomb just behind. Cherry Bomb is no slouch either. We've seen him on a Sunday season, so he knows what he's doing. Now if Cherry Bomb can get in the slipstream of Willard, it'll get him a lot closer as they get to turn 1 and the beginning of the chicane. Hard on the brakes to get themselves through there, avoiding that gravel trap on the right. Willard still out in 8th with Cherry Bomb. Pushing. Evening, Craig. Hope you well. So Willard in 8th, then Cherry Bomb in 9th. Then we've got Smoky Tom down in 10th with Grasshopper right behind him in 11th. I wondered where my info had gone then, but I hadn't pressed the right button as Grasshopper puts a challenge in on Smoky Tom as they go towards the second chicane, turns 4 and 5, and Grasshopper gets it done. Kicks up a bit of gravel as he goes through the exit, but he's into turn 6 and he is in front of Smoky Tom. Into turn 7, Smoky Tom doing his best to get back onto the back of Grasshopper, getting that slipstream. So Smoky Tom now on the medium tyres, Grasshopper also on the medium tyres. Let's just go back and see what's happening out at the front. Osman with the current fastest lap, a 140.6, really leading the way at the minute. Just over 2-second gap back to Motorstorm Hero, but Motorstorm Hero is sticking with him. He's not going to let Oz get away. But the gap back now to Dizzy Rip and Paul. Well, Paul just pulling a move there on Dizzy Rip to get himself up into 3rd. It's a great move from Paul. But he's got about 15, just over 15 seconds to catch up if he wants to get on the back of Motorstorm Hero. So those two really getting away. But Paul can get his foot down now. He's on the soft tyres. Dizzy Rip on the hard. So Paul needs to get some distance between himself and Dizzy Rip if he wants to make those tyres count. Graham coming through in 5th. Now remember, I did mention that teammates can do a bit of bump drafting. For anybody who's thinking I'm talking a bit weird, it is nothing sexual, I can assure you. Bump drafting is just where teammates can actually push each other along, so the car behind sits in the slipstream of the car in front, but gives him a little nudge every so often to increase his speed. It does help catch up with the guys in front, or even pull away from the guys behind. but you can only do it with teammates. And if Chuck can catch up to the back of Graham, that's exactly what they can do. A lot of controversy over the bump drafting. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. Now, will it happen between Cherry Bomb and Brian Moncani? Two teammates there. Cherry Bomb getting right up to the back of Brian Moncani as they go into Parabolica for the 6th time. A long sweeping right-hander, and then across the line to start lap 7. I think I'm right in saying as well that Monza does have, I was going to say let's see this bump drafting in action, but Cherry Bomb has actually gone by Brian Moncani. Now I'm not sure if there was something over the radio and Brian's been told to let Cherry Bomb through, but that's exactly what's happened. Cherry Bomb has gone through and Brian has had to slot in behind. So maybe there are no team orders, it is every man for himself out there. We shall never know. We're not privy to the radio conversations. Now there we go, look, there seems to be a little bit of drafting going on there. I was hoping we could demonstrate it, but the guys don't want to play. So Brian down in 9th. Seems to have some damage as well at the front. Now maybe that's because he did do a bit of bump drafting, but may have hit Cherry Bomb a bit too hard. We'll just drop down, have a look, see what everybody else is doing. Grasshopper in 10th. And Smokey Tom down in 11th. Smokey's already made a pit stop though, so he knows the guys in front of him, they've all got to stop. I'm not sure how long the pit stop is, but we shall find out next time somebody pulls in. Osman though, I'm not sure if he's made a mistake, but Motorstorm Hero is now right on the back of Osman as they go through turn 3 and head towards the second chicane, the De La Roggia, and Motorstorm Hero's looking for a good exit here. Oh, Osman really hitting that bump hard there and throwing the car all over the place. Has managed to keep it facing the right way though. Now let's just have a look at the tyres. They are starting to wear, as we mentioned at the beginning of the race. If we go on board with Oz, I don't know why I'm looking backward, you can't really see a lot, can you? Somebody's put a hat box in the way. Maybe he's got his picnic in there or something, I don't know. But you can just see the rooftop of Motorstorm Hero, so I suppose if you can see the rooftops then he's a lot closer than he ought to be. You can see him in the mirrors there. So Motorstorm Hero trying to get in the slipstream, which he has, into Parabolica. Now this is where Osman needs to get a good exit, try and get himself some distance, because if Motorstorm Hero gets in the slipstream, he could be looking at making a move. Let's just come out and have a look and see what the guys are going to do. Is Motorstorm Hero going to put a move in on Osman before they get to the chicane? I don't think he's close enough. Osman thought about defending it but didn't have to. Fantastic noise these cars make. The rattle as they go down through the gears. So these two having a proper battle, and they have really opened up a gap back to Paul. They are 17 seconds between Motorstorm Hero and Paul. Paul's currently in 3rd. He's got himself a nice little cushion now. He's about 6 seconds ahead of Dizzy Rip. So Paul doing all right, but these front 3 guys will have to pit shortly. The tyres, I would say, especially on the left, are about 45-50% worn. Paul not doing too bad, just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Let's have a look what these guys have done. Motorstorm Heroes looked after his fuel a little bit, but oh, now then, Oz has picked up a penalty. Now then, as they go through turns 4 and 5, sorry, Ascari, I've got myself all confused now. Oz is going to be approaching that penalty zone, and there it is, he served it. Motorstorm Hero pulls out and has taken the lead. So Motorstorm Hero is the new leader of this race, and it's now up to Osman to try and catch him up and get that lead back again. We're not sure what happened to Oz, but he picked up that half a second, and that's cost him. Motorstorm Hero is now about half a second in front. So it is Osman's turn to chase Motorstorm Hero for a couple of laps. Maybe if Osman can get in a slipstream, it might help him with a bit of fuel saving, maybe help with a bit of tyre wear. Oh, and Osman's picked up another 1 second penalty. He's having a nightmare lap. That really is not going to help his cause at all, is it? That's just going to allow Motorstorm Hero to pull even further away, and I can almost hear Osman from here. He will be cussing and cursing. He may just be pushing too hard. That'll allow Paul to get a little bit closer. It's not going to change anything as far as track position goes. Let's just have a look down and see what's happening a little bit lower down the field. We've got Willard has made his way back up into 6. Remember, he had that incident on, I think it was lap 2 or 3, where he had a bit of a bump with well, we think he had a bit of a bump with Smoky Tom, and then there was another car involved as well, which put Willard all the way to the back of the pack. But he's having a good recovery race. He's got himself up into 6. He's got Chuck all over the back of him though, and Chuck on the hard tyres. So Willard is on the softs, albeit very warm, and we've got Chuck on the hard tyres, although they must be up to temperature by now. We're on lap 10. So down towards Ascari these guys go. Cherry Bomb in 8th, just behind. You can just see the back of these guys. So through Ascari, foot down on the noisy pedal, and it is Chuck getting in the slipstream. Let's go on board with Chuck as we're chasing Willard down. Willard not really defended it, and Chuck really not going for it. I thought he might have made a bit of a move on Willard there as they went into Parabolica, unless Chuck is coming into the pits, and that's exactly what he's doing. So Chuck into the pits then. That's why he didn't make the move on Willard. So Terry Bomb moves up into 7th, Brian Moncani in 8th. Now Chuck has dropped down to 10th. Where's Smoky Tom? He's going to lose that spot as well to Smoky Tom, so Chuck will go all the way to the back. But don't forget, the guys in front have all got to make stops as well, and it is a long old stop, isn't it? Oh, a Motorstorm Hero! Thank you very much for the thumbs up there from URL. I can only guess it's Alex. Motorstorm Hero with a 1.5 second penalty. Now where is Osman? He is there, so there goes the penalty. Where is Osman? There he is. There was a flash of green as Osman goes flying by. So Osman retakes the lead. Now that is he going to have to come in. Let's just have a look. Has Osman decided to come into the pits yet? No, he's not. He thinks he can get one more lap out of this. So does Motorstorm Hero. I think Motorstorm has now changed his tactics, and he's going to do exactly the same as what Osman does. The gap back to Paul has reduced. It is now only 12.5 seconds now from Paul back to Motorstorm Hero. So these they are struggling on the tyres. Paul stayed out as well. He's decided he can get another lap out of these tyres. Paul having a bit of a lonely race at the minute though, in 3rd position. I'm sure he won't mind. Dizzy Rip in 4th. He's the first on the hard tyres, and as you can see, he's going to have to come in for fuel before he pits for tyres, but I'm sure he'll change his tyres anyway. So Dizzy Rip in 4th. Graham. Oh, I'm going back Graham. That's what I've got, Graham. Graham with a 1/2 second penalty. Again, it's not really going to affect his track position. He is going to have to pit. You can see the fuel light flashing for Graham. So he's going to have to come in at the end of this lap, I'm sure. Willard, He's got the same, so all the guys really are looking at fuel before anything else. Now then, what's happened to Cherry Bomb? He's got some damage to the rear right tyre. Maybe he's just whacked a curb a bit too hard. These cars do take a bit of abuse, as we see Brian Moncani really pushing the limits of the track. Now, did he pick a penalty up, or has he got away with it? He may have got away with it, but he has got Grasshopper all over the back of him, or at the side of him now. I think Grasshopper has just got his nose in front. He has. Fantastic move from Grasshopper. Not much Brian could do. Grasshopper was in the slipstream, but now it's Brian's turn. So Brian now in the slipstream of Grasshopper. Let's have a look and see if Brian can make a move as we head down towards Parabolica. Brian with some damage to the front. Now, I've said it many times, these cars fitted with the new nanobot technology, so they do self-repair. It takes 30 to 40 seconds to do so, and it just seems like Brian lost a bit of ground on Grasshopper. He is catching back up as we head into the first of the chicanes. The fuel light flashing on Brian's car, and that the front end has still not repaired itself, so it does take quite a while, and that's going to hold Brian up. So let's just have a look at our race leader, Osman, heading down towards Parabolica then for the 13th time. Is he going to come in? He's going to have to come in, surely. Although every time I say that, they make me out to be a liar, and they just carry on. But I'm sure Osman's going to come in. He is. So Osman, our race leader, into the pits. Paul. Now Paul is in second. So what happened to Motorstorm? I know he had a 1.5 second penalty, but I didn't realise that there is something must have happened. Paul has moved up into second. Paul is in the pits as well, and Motorstorm Hero is 15 seconds behind. So I'm sorry we missed that, but something has obviously happened to Motorstorm Hero. Oh no, hang on, I think he's pitted. So nothing happened to him. Motorstorm Hero has pitted because he is on a fresh set of medium tyres and a full tank of fuel. So Motorstorm, is he going to take the lead away from Osman? No, Osman is back out. Osman back out. New set of soft tyres and a full tank of fuel. Remember, they have to use all 3 tyre compounds. I don't think it matters in which order, as long as they are used. So Osman may have noticed Motorstorm Hero put the medium tyres on, so he has come out ahead of him with the softs, full tank of fuel as well. So we are looking at another 10-11 laps for Oz. Motorstorm Hero in second then. He has got 5 seconds to catch up to the back of Oz. Paul in third again. Paul is just under 8 seconds behind Motorstorm Hero, but Paul has decided to have a stint on the hard tyres. Smoky Tom now up into fourth. Smoky Tom pitted very early. If you remember, I think it was about lap 3 when he came in to get rid of the hard tyres. Onto the mediums. You can see the fuel is going down for Smoky Tom, but he's made his way up into fourth. He's got his teammate Dizzy Rip in fifth, just behind him. Well, I say just behind, he's about 5 seconds behind, but he is behind him on a brand new set of medium tyres and a full tank of fuel as well for Dizzy Rip. Chuck in 6. He's on a fresh set of soft tyres. He's in 6. Then just about 2 seconds behind is Chuck's teammate Graham. So Graham also on the soft. So if Graham can catch up to the back of Chuck, and I've mentioned this many times and the guys just don't listen to me, if they work together they can actually start to catch up to the guys ahead. But you've got to work together, boys. I keep telling you, they don't listen to me. I don't know why I bother. We've got Willard in 8th. He's got Grasshopper chasing him down. Grasshopper in 9th. And then just behind them is Cherry Bomb. Let's have a look at Grasshopper as we enter the first chicane into turn 1. Sling it over to the left for turn 2. Around Biasimo, which is turn 3. This long sweeping right-hander up towards the second of the chicanes. Hard on the brakes, try and avoid them curves if you can. It will unsettle the car, but Grasshopper got a great exit. And he's now all over the back of Willard as they go through turn 6. Through the Lesmo curves. Down towards 7. Another tight right-hander. Now in the slipstream of Willard. Grasshopper having a look as they go down the Saraglio. And if there are any Italians listening, if you can tell me if I'm saying that right or wrong. Oh, and Grasshopper having a look at the inside of Willard. He couldn't quite get that done. I think that caught Willard by surprise. That Grasshopper actually stuck his nose in there. I think it caught Grasshopper by surprise. He's now got Cherry Bomb all over the back of him, so Grasshopper got a little bit of defending to do, and it looks like Cherry Bomb is making a move. Oh, he's just had to back out at the last minute as they go through Parabolica. Grasshopper desperately trying to keep the car within the track limits. Getting back up into the slipstream of Willard as they head towards the first chicane again. Is he going to get in there? No, I don't think he is. Oh, Cherry Bomb was coming in hot then. As the three of them get through there safely. It seems you get into the slipstream, you get right onto the backside of the car in front, and you've got to slam the brakes on before you hit that chicane. We are 27, nearly 28 minutes into this 60-minute race, so still plenty of racing to be had yet. So these guys just need to bide the time. Grasshopper just needs to just wait, play the tactical game. Down towards Ascari for the guys in 7th, 8th and 9th. And it looks like Brian Moncani has decided he wants to join the party as well. Now is Grasshopper going to make another move through Ascari? No, he's not. Maybe he's going to try and do it now before they get to turn 11. And through Parabolica, Grasshopper pulls up alongside Willard. He's now got himself on the inside. No, he's had to back out again. Although Willard goes very wide through Parabolica, and Grasshopper slips through and into 7th. So Willard has to now drop in behind Grasshopper and get in the slipstream. Cherry Bomb moves up to 9th. With Brian Moncani coming in closely. Oh, let's just have a look at this again as Willard tries to get on the inside of Grasshopper into the first chicane. He backs out at the last minute. That is not the place you want to be going too wide there. Cherry Bomb nearly putting it on the gravel. Brian Moncani in 10th, of course. All the while these guys are fighting, Brian and Smoky Tom are able to get a little bit closer. And Smoky Tom, has he made another pit stop? I think he must have done. He was in 4th position a few laps ago, so Smoky Tom has been into the pits. He has, and got a fresh set of soft tyres on, so let's see what Smoky Tom can do now on the soft tyres. So let's just pop back up to our race leader, Osman. Opened up quite a nice little cushion for himself now. He's just over 7 seconds ahead of Motorstorm Hero. And looking comfortable at the minute on those racing soft tyres. Motorstorm Hero on the medium, so he's going to be able to go a little bit longer into this race than Osman. So a change of tactics for Motorstorm Hero, I think, after he took the lead and then lost him again to Osman. He picked up a 1.5 second penalty, and he lost it out again. And I think, I'm only guessing, but I think Motorstorm Hero changed his tactics at that point. But currently in second on medium tyres with just over half a tank of fuel. Osman actually doing better on the fuel, to be fair, and he's on the soft tyres. So it's a case of whether Osman's tyres will outlast Motorstorm Hero's fuel. We shall see. Paul on the racing hards. He's definitely going to have to come in for fuel before the tyres give up on him. But I am sure Paul will change those tyres when he comes in. Bit lonely out there for him at the minute. Currently in third, he's 17, nearly 18 seconds behind Motorstorm Hero, and he is about 14.5 seconds in front of Chuck. Chuck, of course, is Paul's teammate, you can see. With the same, what is it, Takata? Whatever it is. So Chuck in fourth, Dizzy Rip in fifth. Again, a bit lonely for Dizzy Rip at the minute. He's got a bit of breathing space from himself to Graham in sixth. He'll want to get by Dizzy Rip and get onto the back of Chuck, so he can help his teammate out. Grasshopper down in seventh. Started off really well, did Grasshopper. He was up there challenging, had a bit of an incident, got pushed further down the grid, and has fought his way back to seventh. And we've got Cherry Bomb in eighth. Brian Moncani, his teammate, just behind with a half-second penalty. Smoky Tom is catching up to the back of Brian Moncani very quickly. Let's go on board with Smoky Tom. Now, if you see that little red number next to Smoky Tom's name, that means he is actually 1 minute behind the race leader, Osman. But Smoky Tom has pitted more times than Osman, and we still haven't timed a pit stop, but I'm thinking it's going to be, what, 40 odd seconds. Oh, Smoky, didn't think he was going to get that car stopped then. Oh, and he's all over the place. You can't park there, sir. He will be furious with himself. He was catching up to the back of Brian, maybe got in the dirty air, just couldn't get that car slowed down in time for that second chicane, and he's now got it all to do again. And then Willard down in 11th. Now then, Paul has come in. We did say, didn't we, his fuel was going to give up before his tyres, so Paul is into the pits. Now, where is Chuck? Is Chuck going to take that third spot away from Paul? I think he is. He's going to come in. He's coming across the start-finish line. So Chuck goes up into third. And is Dizzy Rip going to take as well? He is. And Graham goes through. So Paul is still sitting in the pit. Are they actually doing anything? There we go. So Paul is on his way out. Just as Grasshopper goes through, so Paul rejoins in 7th position, is on a fresh set of medium tyres and a full tank of fuel. So Paul, who was in 3rd, should I say, is now currently in 7th. Grasshopper in 6th, Graham in 5th. Oh, Graham carrying a 1 second penalty. Now there is 6 seconds, or it said it's 6 seconds between Graham and Grasshopper. That 1 second penalty shouldn't affect Graham's position, but it will allow Grasshopper to get that a little bit closer. Paul, as I say, in 7th after he stopped. Cherry Bomb down in 8th. He's with Brian Moncani. Just go on board with Brian. And there we go. I was mentioned the bump drafting, and finally somebody is listening to me, and they are deciding to work together. So this is where Brian and Cherry Bomb can catch up with everybody else So you don't just smash into the back of your teammate, you give him a little nudge, and then you can sit there in the slipstream and your teammate will pull you along, and it will enable you to catch up to the guys in front. So let's just have a look. We are just under 3.5 seconds behind Paul presently, although Brian Moncani has dropped off the back of Cherry Bomb, so Cherry Bomb's not going to wait for him, is he? It's up to Brian to catch him up, and you don't want to bump as well just before you get into the chicane. But there we go, Cherry Bomb and Brian in 8th and 9th, Smoky Tom in 10th after his spill a lap or two ago, and then Willard down in 11th. This really isn't his night, is it? For Willard, of course, he is without his teammates. We had TJ with us last week, unfortunately couldn't make it this week, so Willard out there fighting his corner on his own, but he's still going, and that's what we like to see. So back up to our current race leader with a 10+ second lead is Osman, as Motorstorm Hero just coming up to the first chicane through turns 1 and 2. We've got Chuck in 3rd. He's just coming round Parabolica, so you can see there was a 32-second gap between Motorstorm Hero in 2nd place and Chuck in 3rd. And it does look like Chuck is he's going to have the pit soon to get them tyres changed. His fuel will start flashing as well soon. Dizzy Rip in 4th. Let's have a look. His fuel, he's about 1/4 of a tank for his fuel. Graham about the same, as Graham comes up to turn 1 through the chicane. Grasshopper not that far behind, and then Paul in 7th after his stop, when we've got the two teammates Brian and Cherry Bomb, and Smoky Tom in 10th with Willard 11th. So let's have a look and see what Ozzy's doing. He's gone through Parabolica. What we're going to do is, if Oz stays out, and Oz has not stayed out, it's a good job I didn't jump on board with Oz, he's dived into the pits. So Motorstorm Hero, let's jump on board with him, shall we? And we shall see a full lap from the eyes of a driver. So as we're coming up to the first chicane and turn 1, you're looking for them boards on the left there, braking hard just at the 100 board, tight into that right hand, then left. Oof, I wouldn't have said that was the best way of doing it, get across them curbs, but he's managed to keep the car facing the right direction. Around turn 3, Biasino, towards chicane number 2 and turns 4 and 5. This is the Della Roggia. Wow, these guys really do like to slam them curbs. Up to turn 6, first of these right-handers. There's turn 6 through the Lessimo curve into 7, and then it is foot on the noisy pedal all the way through the Del Seraglio down towards Ascari, which is like a bigger chicane. So through turn 8, then 9, and then 10, this left-hander, then again foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal down towards Parabolica on turn 11. So Motorstorm Hero there taking us through a lap of Monza, and he is now 9.5 seconds in front of Osman. So these two just chopping and changing the lead, and it is coming down to pit stops now. So Osman will try and catch up that guy. He'll try and make that gap a little bit smaller, because he's coming again. So Osman has, I think what he's doing is, Osman has done his stint on the hard tyres. He wanted to get rid of them, so that's exactly what he's done. So Osman has he's put the hard tyres on, he's gone out there, he's done his stint on them, and he's back in to get them changed and get back out again, just as we see Dizzy Rip currently in third, coming around Parabolica and across the start finish line. Now is Dizzy Rip going to get ahead of Osman? Osman on his way out of the pits and just manages to rejoin back in second. So Dizzy Rip in third then, with Grasshopper in fourth. Grasshopper, oh, he's going to need to change them tyres shortly. Paul has made his way up into fifth on the medium tyres, and they are looking okay. Well, Brian Moncani has got by Cherry Bomb, so a changeover for those two guys. There may have been a call over the radio, have a bit of a swap. They're both on the medium tyres. Maybe as Cherry Bomb not really catching up to the back of the pole, they've just said to Brian, right, you get in front and you have a go, see if you can catch him up. Excuse me. Smoky Tom all over the back of Cherry Bomb. So Cherry Bomb got some defending to do. Smoky Tom on the soft tyres, albeit worn soft tyres. I would say they are about 40% gone, 35-40% gone, as Smoky Tom tries to get into the slipstream, and I think he is just inside the slipstream with Cherry Bomb as they go down towards Ascari. Now Smoky Tom will be looking for a good exit out of Ascari so he can get closer to Cherry Bomb, and I don't think he's done it. He's not. I don't think he's going to get close enough, as we just see above there. Dizzy Rip is into the pits. Now can Smoky Tom get closer this time? He needs to get right under the bumper of Cherry Bomb if he's going to get in the slip and then make a move on him, and I don't think he's going to get close enough to get it done before they get to the chicane. And he's not. He's having to just stay there behind Cherry Bomb for now. So these two battling it out. Evening, Indian Stig, or Indian Stig Racing. Nice to have you with us. Smoky Tom now makes his move on Cherry Bomb. No, he just backs out at the last minute again. Oh, does he? Oh, no, I don't believe it. Was there contact there with Cherry Bomb and Smoky Tom? Now, Smoky Tom has carried on going, so he doesn't feel there was any contact at all. Cherry Bomb did end up on the gravel, but has recovered and got himself back on track in 8th. Chuck has managed to get in between them up into 7th, so, well, I'm not sure whether the stewards need to have a look at that one or not. That's not for me to call that one. It looked very close. Smoky Tom has obviously carried on through, didn't feel there was anything wrong there. So Smoky Tom now chasing Brian Moncani down. He's got a 5.5 second gap to catch up. Chuck just sitting behind him. He's picked up a 1 second penalty, so that's not going to help his cause much. And Cherry Bomb, who very unfortunate as they came out of the first chicane, the second chicane, sorry. He's down in 8th. We've got Dizzy Rip in 9th. So Smoky Tom has come into the pits, as Brian Moncani, Grasshopper, yeah, they're all in there. So it's quite a frenzy in the pits at the minute. Grasshopper's going to rejoin. Is he going to get out ahead of Graham? Oh no, we've got a yellow flag. Why have we got a yellow flag? Well, whatever it is, it's gone now as they go side by side through the chicane. Graham gets the better of Grasshopper and gets himself in front, so he is in 7th. Grasshopper on a brand new set of softs though, and a full tank of fuel. Graham on the medium, so I don't think he's going to be held to hold Grasshopper up for very long. Grasshopper's going to push hard to get that 7th position away from Graham, and then he'll want to push then to try and get onto the back of Dizzy Rip. He needs to make use of those soft tyres, does Grasshopper. Now we'll just leave these two for a second. We've got Motorstorm Hero in front. He is just over 6 seconds ahead of Osman. Osman with a very comfortable lead over Paul, 26, nearly 27 seconds, but Paul doing well in 3rd position at the minute. Paul in front of Chuck, his teammate. Chuck in 4th then, Cherry Bomb, Dizzy Rip, Graham and Grasshopper still fighting it out for 7th. Let's go on board with Grasshopper as we go around Parabolica onto the start-finish straight. Graham trying to break the slip. Oh, well, I'm really not sure what happened there. I think Grasshopper has just found out what colour adrenaline is. That made me jump. Bit of a glitch in the game, I'm sure, because they are both still facing the right way. Now we can't go back, unfortunately, to see what that was all about, but Grasshopper in 7th, Graham in 6th. There's been no penalties given, so it must have just been a bit of lag, a bit of a glitch. Nothing to do with the drivers. I'm sure Graham wouldn't have just slammed his brakes on a fast straight like that. Brian Carney in 8th currently, with Smokey Tom in 9th, Cherry Bomb in 10th, and Willard down in 11th. And it looks like Willard has made another stop. He's out on the mediums, and he, what, 3/4 of a tank? Yeah, Indian Stig says look like bad net coding. I think you're right. It's just a bit of a glitch or something. Nothing the guys on track can do about that. So back up to our current race leader, Motorstorm Hero, just over 5 seconds ahead of Osman. Let's just have a look at the tyres. So Motorstorm Hero is out on a new set of hards, Osman on the mediums. So Osman should technically be able to start bringing that gap down. We shall keep an eye on that one. Paul in 3rd. All on his lonesome, but I'm sure he's not complaining. Chuck, his teammate, in 4th. Then we've got Dizzy Rip again with the yellow flags. Now what's this all about? Oh, and it's Paul! Oh, just as I'm saying, Paul is having a great time of it. He's not. Paul has come off at the 2nd chicane. Well, I'm sorry we missed that, but I thought Paul was he was looking good in 3rd position. He's had a bit of a spin at the chicane and he's dropped himself down to 4th. He's got his teammate in front of him, but more importantly, he's got Dizzy Rip all over the back of him now. So let's go on board with Dizzy Rip. Paul will be trying to get them tyres clean. He'll have gravel and all sorts of muck over them as they're going through Ascari. And it does look like Paul has managed to get those tyres cleaned up, because it does look like he's got the grip. Although Dizzy Rip is going to get into the slipstream, and I'm just having a look. It is 0.47 seconds, so he is in the slip of Paul as they go into turn 11 and Parabolica. Dizzy Rip now right up the bumper of Paul. He needs a great exit if he's going to make a move on Paul before they get to turn number 1 and the start of chicane. And I'm not sure Dizzy Rip is going to get there. Paul trying to break the slipstream. Nobody behind. And no, Dizzy Rip can't get it done before that. Oh, he's trying to get that car slowed down. He needs a good exit from this one. Paul got away cleanly though. So Dizzy Rip is just going to have to keep the pressure on Paul and hope for another mistake. We're not sure what it was that caused Paul to spin. Maybe he just took too much of the curb. He's going to not make that mistake again, I'm sure. and he get through there cleanly. Dizzy Rip still following. Then we've got Graham in 6. They're coming up into turns 4 and 5. Nice little cluster of cars here. So we've got Graham leading this pack, Brian Moncani in 7th, Grasshopper in 8th. So it's a nice little battle going on now for 6th position. Let's just get rid of that so we can see what's going on. So Grasshopper, he's got damage on the front. The front end of his car, we're not sure what he's done there. Maybe bumped in the back of Brian. I don't know. Brian's not got any damage. But through Ascari they go. Brian now tucked nicely up behind Graham. And is Brian going to make a move before they get to Parabolica? No, he's not. Oh, he's going to have a look round the outside, is he? Almost too wide. He's still having a go though, isn't he, Brian? Graham keeping his nose in front, but Brian Moncani right underneath the Lexus of Graham, and he is going to get by. He's on the inside up towards the first chicane. Who's got the biggest pair as they get on the brakes? And it looks like Brian has. Graham just having to slot behind him. A great move from Brian Moncani to take that 5th position away from Graham. Now he's just got to hold on to it, because Graham, I'm sure, is going to fight back. Brian on the softs, Graham on the mediums. So that's probably why Brian was able to pull that move off. He's got the better grip. Although those tyres are going to wear out a bit sooner than Graham's. So let's just go back up to the top and see what's happening. Motorstorm Hero trying to break the slipstream of Oz. Oz has caught right up to the back of Motorstorm now. He is just under 2 seconds behind him. Now this is what we thought would happen, because Motorstorm Hero is on the hard tyres, Oz on the mediums. We have just about 7.5 minutes of this race to go. I need a drink. So I'm just going to have a look at the fuel and the tyres. So I would say Motorstorm Hero has got plenty of fuel and tyres to make it to the end of the race. Osman, he has got just under half a tank of fuel, and the tyres are what, 5 to 10% worn. So I would say Osman's got enough of tyres as well. So it is it's up to Osman now to catch up to the back of Motorstorm Hero and take that lead away from him, and he is getting closer and closer. He is now under a second away. Osman just needs to keep doing what he's been doing. He doesn't want anything silly. Just bide your time. There is still plenty of this race left. We have about 6.5 minutes to go. Let's go on board with Osman as we go through turn 11, Parabolica then, for the 31st time. Wow, they crossed the line to start lap 32. Osman getting closer and closer and closer to Motorstorm Hero. He's not going to get anything done before this chicane, but he is now right underneath the bumper of that Lexus of Motorstorm's, and he is piling the pressure on. Motorstorm coping with it well at the minute. There is nobody else anywhere near them. They are, well, if you look, Osman is 41.4 seconds ahead of Chuck. I'm just trying to keep an eye on these two. We will very quickly have a rundown. So Chuck is in 3rd, Dizzy Rip 4th, Brian Moncani is 5th. Then we've got Graham in 6th, Paul is 7th. Paul carrying a penalty. Oh, he didn't need that. Grasshopper in 8th. Smoky Tom is in 9th with Cherry Bomb 10th and Willard in 11th. So back up to the top, where the race for the lead is set, is all happening as they go through Ascari. Motorstorm Hero trying to keep it on track. Osman getting in the slipstream. He is now in the slipstream and he's starting to reel Motorstorm in through turn 11. Motorstorm going very wide, and now he's trying to break that slipstream, isn't he? He pulls to the right, so he's gone defensive as he starts to drift to the left. He doesn't feel under threat, obviously, as they approach turn 1. The flames licking out the side of Osman's car as he goes down through the gears. Four and a half minutes of this race to go. Osman doing absolutely everything he can to get onto the back of Motorstorm Hero. Osman having a purple sector as well. Motorstorm Hero with the current fastest lap, a 140.1. Osman, he's in the 140s as well, and as I say, he's just had a purple sector, so he is on it. Now he's under half a second behind Motorstorm Hero. Down towards Ascari. Osman darts to the inside. Where's the camera off? Bloody cameraman's gone to sleep. Osman couldn't quite get it done. I think he just wanted to get himself in Motorstorm's mirrors. Trying to put him off, trying to put him under a bit of pressure. Down towards Parabolica. Osman's not going to get close enough, is he? He needs a good exit from Parabolica to get right up to the back of Motorstorm Hero. He needs to make this stick. You're right, Craig, there is some great racing tonight. Good to have you with us as well. Osman just can't quite get close enough, can he? It's going to be, I think it'll be a mistake from Motorstorm that's going to get let Osman in, because Motorstorm is doing a fantastic job. He is on the hard tyres as well. Osman on the mediums. A very quick run down then. Chuck still in third, Dizzy Rip in fourth, Brian Moncani is in fifth, Graham 6th, Smoky Tom 7th, then we've got Grasshopper in 8th with Paul in 9th, he's got Cherry Bomb for company, and then Willard is 11th, but we are back up to our race leaders. We have about 2 minutes of this race to go here in Italy. Osman trying everything. Again, we are under half a second between them. Oh, as Motorstorm gets himself on the gravel, he's got a wobble going. Now can he hold it? How did he hold on to that? Osman surely is going to get by, but Motorstorm is fighting him off. Oh, Motorstorm has picked up a penalty. As the pair of them, it's getting all very touchy-feely out there. Motorstorm though carrying that half-second penalty. Osman, well, he doesn't really need to do anything, does he? He's just got to stay with him. We are about just approaching a minute to go, so Osman, he knows he's just got to stick with Motorstorm Hero. Oh, don't do anything silly. And when Motorstorm Hero serves that penalty, Osman should be gifted the win. He has just got to stay within about a second, although he is just over a second away from Motorstorm. He needs to get within a second, because that half a second when the brakes are slammed on and Motorstorm can get his foot back down again, it is going to be one hell of a race to the finish as they go through turn 7 for the last time. I'm going to stick with these guys. I know some of the others are going to be crossing the line shortly, but I am going to stick with these guys, so I do apologise for the guys that are finishing the race now, because as they come through to Ascari for the last time, you can see the bar starting to fill up at the top of Motorstorm's car. He's got that half a second, although Osman is 1.2 seconds behind. This is going to be a fantastic race to the finish. Motorstorm has served the penalty. Osman coming down. Can the momentum carry him through? Or has Motorstorm got it? I think Motorstorm has managed to hang on to it. Motorstorm is not giving this one up without a fight, is he? And I don't think Oz has managed to get close enough. It is going to be a dash to the finish. Motorstorm's all over the place, and he's done it. Motorstorm takes the win. Osman in second. What a fantastic race between those two. Chuck is going to come home in third, and he is a long way behind. You can see the gap. He's about 45 seconds from second to third. But Chuck is going to come home. And Craig has said, great stuff, well done boys, great finish, and I couldn't agree more. So Chuck is going to bring you home in third. Great racing from Chuck, he'll be pleased with that, he's on the podium. Dizzy Rip is going to bring you home in fourth. Then we've got Brian Moncani, a great recovery from Brian Moncani to get himself up into fifth. So well done to Brian. Graham in sixth. Smoky Tom in seventh, and a dramatic finish for Smoky Tom. Grasshopper is going to cross the line in eighth. Paul is eighth. Cherry Bomb is ninth, and Willard will cross the line in 10th. So that was round 2 here at Monza. Join me again next week if you can. I don't know where we are next week, and I need to go and have a lay down now. So thank you very much everybody for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, if you could subscribe, it would really help us out. I can't wait for next week now. I shall catch you all again.